Jesus Piece came out. What's up, people? I make videos on the internet. You know that. My name is Demetri. Something. I made a free ebook, 10 steps, saving time to do more. If you guys want, to watch some of my other videos, I really do recommend it. This is not my main style. If this is your first time seeing me, I am a productivity and self-development YouTuber who makes not a lot of videos a week. Actually, I make 3, so kind of a lot. Maybe I live stream sometimes by the time I'm making this video. I don't know. But what I do know is this. I was told a lot growing up that I talk too much. I don't want to say I was bullied in particular by anybody. I think there was times when people were specifically not nice to me. I think going back to first grade, second grade, I remember the first situation where I was told to shut up or told I talk too much. And that sticks with you as a kid. And I think talking about this will be good because a lot of us have inner demons. Or I don't know if demons is the right word for this. A lot of people have inner doubts about themselves that were caused by things that happened at an early age. And I'm self-aware of the fact that this is a thing. But I was told when I was young that I talked too much all the time. I mean, it was just a constant thing. I had kids in my classes that would tell me to shut up because I spoke all the time, which is fine. Look at me. Like, I'm okay to look at. You don't got to hear me talk. I'm just kidding. That was, I don't know what that was. Was that a jab at my looks? I don't know if that came out right. I was trying to be self-deprecating, but I might have complimented my own looks just now. I'm really not sure how the English language fully works. Maybe that's why people told me to shut up. Anyways, I was told a lot as a child to shut up. I was told a lot that I talk too much. And that sticks with you, really does. I think even until now, even until recently, I've had a big deal, or I made a big deal of it in my own head. I would kind of code switch around people. If I knew that I could just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, I would do it because that's what I wanted to, because I was excited and I was a kid. And even now, I sometimes do that with people I'm close to. And are there minor concerns? Yes. Is it the same? Not at all. It's not even close to being the same. I want to preface this entire video with the fact that it has gotten better, like substantially. Like everyone has their own doubts no matter what age they are, but mine about that issue would 90% diminished, which is pretty good, I think. I think that, for me, you see me on this platform, you see me talking all the time. You might not be aware of the fact that I am still mildly self-conscious about how much I talk. Not nearly as much, like I said. But as a child, I was, and even up until early college, up until mid-college maybe, I was extremely concerned about how much I talk. I have this weird social gauge, all right? I'm not going to say I pick up the room better, but I can tell when people want me to stop talking. And it's always earlier than I'm okay with. But then over time, you realize that the people who are like that are not the people that you want to be around, or that I want to be around, because I want people around me that are okay with who I am and like who I am. But early on in life, I was like, okay, I like this kid. They seem cool. I'm going to change how I'm acting around them to, a certain level of talkativeness that they're okay with. And that wasn't right. I don't know why I did that. Besides the fact that I wanted to be accepted, which everyone wants to be accepted. And I think it's funny because in this video, I'm probably talking more fast than I usually do, which is okay. I mean, who really cares how fast I talk in this one? This is just a candid convo. I mean, it's not, well, I almost said casual convo. If it was a casual convo, me talking at a faster pace would not be right. But actually, me talking fast would probably be pretty accurate. I do a fair, talking about how fast I talk. I did get told I spoke pretty fast when I was younger, and I mumbled as well, which this is just a bad combo. I talk fast, I mumbled, so people would not really get what I was saying. I think it's different, how well I articulate myself on the microphone. Something switches in my brain. Even when I'm in real life, the effort I give to speaking is half of what it is on camera. Because I remember hearing early on from Roberto Blake or somebody that you need to give 30% extra into the camera in order for it to be as received as if you were talking. So I kind of overdo it here and underdo it in real life now, which is kind of hilarious. But anyways, I was told a lot that I overspoke as a child. And I think code switching was a big problem for me growing up. As time went on, this became more of an issue. I think when I was really young, it was like, okay, I mean, I'm upset that someone was mean to me, but I didn't really get that conceptually. And then you get more towards junior high and you're like, I'm the annoying kid, and then it sticks in your head. And then you get to high school, and high school is high school. And then you go to college and there's new people and you're afraid that they're not going to accept you for who you are. And up until recently, it's been a problem. Now, I will say that in order to get over it, you really need to find who your real friends are in life. And, having people that I've been friends with since I was a child really has helped me get through that. And they love me for who I am, and I love them for who they are. And then there's your family who is always supportive, and that's great. But you really need to have that group of people around for a fair amount of time. And when I went away to college, it was hard. I didn't see them as much. Even in college, during the summers, I don't see them as much as I'd like to, but it's just kind of like time constraints and whatnot. And then you have those people in college that as you move further along in the relationship, you get more comfortable, if you're me in this situation. But at the start, you're like, this person just doesn't want to tell me that I'm annoying because they're an adult now. And when you're younger, you just kind of say it. So I had that thought in my head early in college. That was great. That was really positive thinking on my part. But no, in all seriousness, I did think that. And I think as time went on, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be around somebody who's not uppity like I am. I'm a relatively uppity person. That's a weird word, but I used it. And if they don't like how I am, they don't like how much I talk, why do I have to hang out with them? I don't. You don't have to like everyone, Demetri. If they don't like you, you don't have to like them. That just kind of is how it is. And that clicked in my brain, and I was like, oh, I guess I just don't care. It's pretty good. Now, when my friends, who I've come accustomed to for a while, make any sort of comments about it, then I'm like, dang, did I miss it? Did I miss that they haven't liked it this whole time? Then I realize they're just acknowledging it and they do like me. It's just kind of like, the old thoughts come creeping back in your head. I got buddies who mess with me about it because they know I get excited and they like that part of me. They just think it's funny to mess with me, which that's what guys do. Let's be honest. We just kind of mess with each other when we can. Honestly, guys mess with each other all the time. And it's actually kind of funny. Speaking of being with guys, one of my buddies when I was running with him this summer was acknowledging, I do talk a lot on my runs, and we were running faster than normal, and he's like, you think that would affect it? And I couldn't stop laughing. And for some reason, the subject of Ben Shapiro got up, and I just started doing this Ben Shapiro impression. He's like, yeah, you can talk pretty fast. He's like, I'm being serious right now. That's kind of impressive. Ben Shapiro talks like this all the time, and I don't really know why he does this. I think it's really funny that I do that. When I made that one video that was the vlog, I did the intro voice, and I thought that was hilarious. But anyone who would, I can talk like that. If I know what I'm going to talk about, it's very fast, and I can do that. But I'm not going to on camera because that's just weird. I don't know how he does this on the entire podcast. I think he talks like this for like about an hour and a half, and I don't really get it. And I think anyone who watches the Daily Wire is kind of weirded out by it, but at the same time, they're entertained. And I don't get it, but he does it. And I can appreciate Shapiro for, I'm sure, being told he was talkative as a child. And he just looks like the kind of guy who didn't care. And it probably affected him, but he just acted like he didn't get affected by it. But, that is how it is. I'd say look at me now, though. I always am, sorry, in these candid videos, I know I kind of just talk about myself, but I've been trying to make points to either help, like with the ebook, I talked about like focus on making the goal and getting there and whatnot. My main point of this video is the fact that you are going to be told negative things from people throughout your life. And it's how you react to that that is really going to affect your life. If you take, for example, what happened to me. I could go the rest of my life thinking I'm annoying and avoiding friendships because I'm assuming they think I'm annoying, when that's not the case. They might just acknowledge that I talk a lot every once in a while, and they're okay with it. They just think it's kind of funny, which is okay. I think laughter's endearment, unless it's mocking. When it's just like you're secretly making fun of somebody that's in your friend group the whole time, that's messed up, which everyone maybe has that fear. I don't really have that as much of an issue. I'm not like afraid an entire group of people are conspiring behind the scenes. And I'm like the odd man left out, and it's like one of those things out of a movie. I'm not concerned about that. But that's just an example. I'd say that the main overarching theme of this video is just do you, no matter what people tell you, because I've been told that I talk too much since I was 7, 8, and it technically hasn't stopped. I still hear it. I just don't care as much because I'm like, okay, that's the person that I'm not going to be friends with, because if you're going to be a downer in comparison to me, then I don't want to be friends with you, which is okay. I mean, everyone doesn't have to be friends with everyone. Everyone just needs to be nice to everyone, in my opinion. Anyone who's nice deserves nicety back. And I generally don't go at anybody with animosity. So when I hear those comments, I'm like, oh, so you're one of those people. You just kind of jab people without knowing that my intentions are good. I just kind of talk a lot. Yeah, not having you as a friend. But anyways, I think that's kind of the main thing I wanted to go over. Besides the fact that, look at me now. Look at how much I talk on the internet nonstop. I mean, every week there's like an hour and a half podcast, which I talk for like at least half of it, maybe less than half of it. I mean, it's at least like 30 minutes of me talking. If I let the other person talk more, let's say, it's about 30 to 40 minutes of me talking every week. And then this thing's just like 30 minutes of me or 20 whatever minutes of me. My normal videos are just 10 minutes of me, 15 minutes of me. And I'm not that self-conscious about it. I make this, it goes up on the internet, and I'm like, all right, cool. Somebody might not like it. Too bad. I don't really care. Because if people don't like it for the fact that I can talk fast and I can talk like this, then they don't really. I learned early on in this journey from a couple of YouTubers and in general that when people are external or are negatively commenting on your videos and disliking and stuff, if you are coming at it with the right intentions and you're being pretty genuine and nice, they're just externalizing a lot of their negative thoughts about themselves, which sucks. And I'm trying to, literally the whole point of my channel is to change people's negative thoughts about themselves, people's negative thoughts in general, try to put some positive spins on productivity, health and wellness, personal finance. And that's the point of my channel. So when people are negative towards it, I'm like, if you didn't like what I said, because I speak in absolute sometimes, you could tell that to me and I'd explain myself and then say, let's agree to disagree. But a lot of people just like dislike, or they put, this is dumb in the comments. And I'm like, all right, well, thanks for your very well thought out comment in regards to my negativity, or in regards to my content. Because I know people that have been supporting me for a while and they put likes on the video, I'm sure, or they don't do one or the other, and then they comment their disagreement, then they're like, I don't agree, but you had some good thoughts. And I'm like, well, that was nice. That's how most conversations need to go. Because people doing this like one way or the other thing, like people always viewed it when I was a kid as, you don't shut up, dude. And I'm like, or you could view it as, I'm a happy kid and I want to share my thoughts with you because I like you. For people who are, in the world right now, if we don't agree, we can't talk. And that's just sad. That's just very unfortunate. I don't want to talk about this because you're not going to agree with my very specific opinion. And I'm like, well, I could have an educated discussion with you about it and agree with like 30 or 40% of it. But since you wanted to box me off the second you talked to me, I really appreciate that. That's always been an issue, Like I come out with these very opinionated statements mid-conversation with people, and then they're like, well, I don't agree with you. Like, I don't want to have this conversation if you're going to be like that. It's like, well, at least I'm being real with you and letting you know how I feel. Like, I'm not going to adjust my opinion on the spot, but if you convince me, I'll adjust it. I feel like I'm a relatively easy person to convince sometimes, though. Shouldn't have probably said that on the internet. But I talk so much on the internet that you're probably going to miss that unless you're one of a few people. I will say, when I make videos and when I talk with my friends now, I have so much self-deprecating humor about, my nose or like how much I talk. And that's just kind of like insecurities coming out through that way. But I think it's funny at this point. If I make jabs at my nose mid-video, which I don't know if I have, maybe in a podcast, because I do have a large nose. Big Italian family, big nose, which is okay, like it's huge. It's fine. Like Pinocchio would be happy, or no, would be jealous. No, wait. I'm jealous of Pinocchio. There we go. Yeah, those jokes, those are funny. And if I say things like, you guys hear enough of me in a video or a podcast or with the podcast guest, they laugh because they're like, that's not true. But in my head, I'm like, it's kind of true. I do talk a lot, but I'm okay with it now. And I think that's the big thing I want to go with. Once again, if you have people in your life that are negative towards you, don't let it keep you down. If you're somebody who has a quirk, find people who enjoy the quirk. There's billions of people on the planet. There are hundreds of millions of people probably in your country. If you're in the US, there's 300 plus million people. It's probably if you want to get more accurate, it's probably like 100 million people that are in your age demographic or whatever. Maybe like 60 really, if you think about it. But you get my point. There's millions of people in your age demographic that are within a reasonable amount of time from you that you can be friends with. So don't be negative on yourself. Don't let yourself think that there's nobody in the world that can like you, because that's just the thoughts of a child, and getting out of that is hard. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be hard, but I'll probably like you. I like most people, so unless you're like mean, unless you're like genuinely like rude, I'm probably gonna like you. I'm not saying I'm likable, but towards others I like a lot of people. Is that a thing? Is there a word for that? Can someone check that? Can someone comment that? Because I really don't feel like Googling it when I'm done. I'm trying not to Google things as much. I made a video on that once, if anyone remembers. If anyone has any things in their life that have affected them negatively, that have made them think about things in their life, think about, I'm not who I want to be, or people don't like me for this certain thing, please comment that. I think it'd be cool. Now, if you don't want to share, that's totally acceptable. But you can give examples of other people. Maybe that's not right. I don't know. Give examples of yourself if you're comfortable sharing. I'm comfortable sharing this. I think this is really healthy for me, talking about this on the internet, because it's stuff I've come to terms with, but I think it's something that can help others. If I was just up here still concerned about how often I talked and my talkativeness, I wouldn't be comfortable making the video, but also I'd be a hypocrite for being up here and trying to help you get through it. But at the same token, I would not be able to talk about it in general, or I wouldn't be up here making these videos if I wasn't okay with knowing that people are going to hear me talk nonstop in my videos all the time. Because to a certain level, you have to have acceptance of it in order to make videos consistently. Could be why I've taken many breaks before this channel, now that I think about it. Could be why I consistently took breaks back when I was making videos before. I was subconsciously I'm probably making too much content people don't want to see from me this often. I talk too much, yada yada. That's sad, Demetri. Oh, squeak. That's sad, Demetri. You've moved up a lot in the world mentally. A lot mentally. Is that how people talk? Sorry, it's the throat. You gotta I'll do 4 of these today. Kind of basically going to have all the candid videos for the semester donezo. It's about a 16 plus week semester, so it'll actually be perfect, once a month, maybe that. That'd be good. I think 4 out of what? Let me think. Wait. Say I do live streams every week, so let's say 4. Let's do 4 times 15, 60 videos. 4 out of 60. I think that's pretty good. I think that's not oversaturating this series. Please let me know what you think about this series in the comment section down below. Let me know if you've had any issues, growing up. What have you overcome, or what are you still struggling with being told by kids who are mean, and all that kind of jazz. So if you like this video, leave a like. I don't really ask for likes much besides the ding that comes up at the beginning of the videos, so that I don't feel subconsciously upset with myself for asking you for likes, because that's just kind of how I am, because I don't want to be please give me likes or please subscribe. But like and subscribe if you want to. It's a fun channel. I think it's fun. I think I make decent videos. I think my camera presence is fine. I think I'm okay. I think I'm pretty animated, which helps. Something else I did deal with growing up was people saying I was pretty animated. But honestly, that's kind of a good thing, because then if I use it to my advantage, I can act pretty well. I'm not saying I act in the videos. I'm just saying it helps me project my feelings more. Or if I'm not feeling it and I still need to make a video, I can uppity up that. And I would have said a swear just now, but the internet doesn't like swears. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Another Candid Convo in the books. And I will see you guys in the next one.